This video is sponsored by Skillshare. No, it's not, but I don't get sponsored too. Anyway, back to the video. Korea. If you're non-Korean, the first thing that comes on your mind is K-pop, Samsung, BTS, Parasite, kimchi, taekwondo, Kim Jong-un. Wait, what? Anyway, stuff like that. In this video, I'm gonna talk about some detailed facts and my personal experience, which is mostly school life, in Korea. By the way, in case you didn't notice, I'm actually Korean, but raised in another country, so I'll mostly talk about topics that foreigners would be interested and be curious about it. And now for me, it's been almost like 2 years since I lived in Korea, and wow, damn, time flies. It's cause of you, little piece of shit. Anyway, it's kind of weird that I'm making a video about some facts and culture about Korea while like most of my viewers are already Korean right now. Well, then this video is for my global audience in the future. Yay! Okay, enough with the intro. First fun fact about Korea. Not that fun, but anyway, in Korea they actually count your age 1 year older than it is in the rest of the world. What it means is that they even count the year when babies were in their mama. So if you have a Korean friend same age as you, they're actually a year older. And there's a culture in Korea, mostly Asia, where you must respect and be very polite to people who are older than you. Such as speaking in a polite speech, which in Korea mostly put yo at the end. For example, 안녕 to 안녕하세요. And also words like 형 and 오빠, which you probably know is one of the examples of words used for younger people addressing the older ones. For me, I think it doesn't really matter using the formal language when the age get differ a lot with the other person. But the problem is that you also need to speak formally to people who are just like 1 or 2 years older than you, unless you're really close, like, which is really annoying. Back when I was in UAE, there would be a friend that are a year or two older in class and it didn't matter a thing. But here, they really matter. So be careful. Next, number 2 is Hangul. A brief explanation of Hangul is that it is like a blessing for Koreans. Before Hangul, people used to use Chinese character, which were really difficult because there were like thousands of them and it was really complicated system with Korean, so most of the people didn't even know how to read and write at that time. But then our savior came in, named Sejong the King. With his big brain, he invented Hangul, the world's simplest and easiest writing system. Like each character is literally a diagram of how to pronounce it. For example, the D sound looks like a tongue touching the front of the mouth, dig it. And after you combine it with the vowels and mix it up, boom, here's a word, do. But don't misunderstand, I said the Hangul is easy, but not the Korean. I mean, the grammar is fuck. Okay, anyway, speaking of Hangul, in Korean, the naming system is first your name, and then your family name, mostly that's. The name is usually 2 letters and your family name 1. The pronunciation may sound weird for foreigners, but it's actually very simple. On the other hand, for me, my name is Abraham. It's pretty common easy name around the world. Except Korea, because instead of 3 letters, it's freaking 5, which stands out a lot. Like my friend would just call me Abu cause it's too long, and some friends call me also Bra or Brow. Fucking retards. Anyway, okay, moving on. Now I'll talk about some more real Korean life thingy. So number 3, in Korea, the public transportation system is really good. Like the subway, bus, and etc. The subway system may seem a little too confusing at first, for me it still is, but you'll get used to it. To begin with, you need to buy this traffic card from a convenience store, or as well, mostly convenience store. And then there will be like this charging station in every train station where you charge your card, and also you can even buy a single-use traffic card there. And then you beep that, and then boom, and now you can go anywhere you want, in case you know the way. A small side fact here, while riding on an escalator, people who just want to stand should stand on the right side, while those who want to go fast should go on the left side. It's like a little culture, so if you just decide to stand on the left, you might get hurt. And there's also a great system where if you transfer to a bus within 30 minutes, the fee is free. Number 4, the convenience store, which is probably one of the best parts of Korea, because like, it's really convenient. Like, there's a store every 100 meters, which is insane. Also, the facilities are excellent too, like you can even eat inside the store or outside sometimes, like cup noodles, triangle gimbap, soju, oh wait, no. Anyway, stuff like that. There are tons of choices you can make, like sometimes you might think to yourself, wait, they also say these? The also drawback I think is that it's usually a bit more expensive than other stores, but other than that, it's really good. Number 5. And now it's time to talk about food. If you visit Korea, you'll mostly wanna try kimchi, bulgogi, bibimbap. Well, yeah, which are all delicious, but not quite as good as a Korean chicken, the K-chicken. Like, this is one of the must-try food in Korea. Like, you'll have a different perspective on chicken. You'll be like, wait, you can make this kind of taste with chicken? Stuff like that. That was cringe. Anyway, moreover, there are nearly as many chicken restaurants in Korea as there are McDonald's all over the world, which is also insane. Like, there are hundreds of creative menus you can choose from, but for me, I just eat half barbecue and half fried. But the drawback for a K-chicken is also the price. Like, for one chicken is usually around $15, which is not a cheap price for chicken. But it tastes good, whatever. Number 6, the delivery service. It is probably the top tier of any country out there. Like, imagine ordering our package at night, and you wake up, and there's already a package outside. At dawn, which is amazing. Like, this shit made our lives way more easier. And even the food delivery service here is really amazing with the help of tens of delivery apps. Like, the Koreans use delivery so much that we are called the people of delivery. Okay, next, number 7, PC방. Also one of the best parts of Korea. Like, when I first came into Korea, I was like mind blown. Especially if you're a gamer, this is probably like heaven for you. Like, it's safe to say that PC방 is the reason why Koreans are so good at esports. Even Faker said it. Like, most of the facilities are top tier. Right now, like RTX 20 Ti with 32 RAM, 4K Mario, Core i9, stuff that you'll probably never offer till you die. But you can use that all for just like $1 for an hour, and you can even order food, not just snacks, but like real food and drinks, which is awesome. Here is like the playground for kids and adults. There's also games that give you a special treat and reward if you play in PC방. For example, LOL, all the champions are playable for free in PC방. Like, I really believe like PC방 needs to be all over the world. Like, seriously. Okay, from now on, I'll talk about some of the things that I was kind of amazed by the Korean school, both in a good and a bad way. So first thing that I noticed is that you have to wear slippers when you enter school. So you need to bring this shoe back to school every day and change it, which is really uncomfortable and kind of pointless, cause after a week the slippers are actually almost as dirty as the shoes, and some kids just go to school with their slippers on. And because you need to change the shoes every time, there'll be a bunch of kids that enters crowded. Well, yeah. Second fact is that there's a 5 to 10 minute break between classes, which is awesome. You might be thinking like, it's just a little break. No. Like, my previous school just did classes straight in a row and had like 30-40 minute lunchtime and then straight up again. But in Korea, it's like morning gathering thing, break. First class, break. Second class, and so on. And even have like 35-minute lunch break, which makes a whole lot of difference. Of course, in a good way. Speaking of lunch, third fact, in Korea, all school provides meals to students, so you don't have to bring lunch to school every day, except for some snacks. I can't give up these. Anyway, so school with a cafeteria, of course eat at the cafeteria, but schools that don't, like ours, bring this lunch card to every class. Like, man, I was actually quite surprised. Anyway, in class, they assign like 5 lunch duty every term. So one will bring the trolley, and other will pass the tray, spoons, and chopsticks. And others will give us the food. Pretty simple. The lunch is sometimes good, like every Wednesday, but most of the times it's changyeol. So that's why I make sure to bring some snacks to survive. Like, our school doesn't even have a canteen because they're too broke. Anyway, these days, cause of this shit, the school has to put this covering film on every desk while we're eating in class for some quarantine purposes, which made us even more isolated than before. Anyway, finally, number 4, the student actually cleaned the classroom, like literally bringing the cleaning equipment and cleaning it, the floor, the hallway, even sorting the garbage. Luckily, I wasn't picked for the cleaning duty, but just the blackboard duty, which was easy. Now, to sum it up, I think Korea is a beautiful place, except for a lot of mess these days. But if you're a tourist, this would be a wonderful choice for your next vacation, in case all this pandemic shit is over. Okay, now bye-bye. Oh, by the way, subscribe to the channel if you wanna see some more videos like this. Okay, seriously, bye-bye.